weeks out from Alberta Open now, and so we're making the first couple of changes to my plan. So previously I was doing 2.5 hours cardio a week, bumping that up to 4.5 hours of cardio per week. Speed increase from 3.3 mile an hour to 3.5 mile per hour, and incline goes from 7% to 8%. So it's like very small, subtle changes just to increase like heart rate a little bit more during the cardio, slightly more efficacy. Got some food changes coming up soon too. I'm gonna be dropping down to 2,900 calories a day here soon. Not at 20 weeks, but most likely at 19-week mark. Still projected to. It's not a guarantee. It all depends on how the progress is between now and then. If the cardio changes make more than enough progress, then food won't be touched yet. But at some point soon, I'm gonna have to knock that food down, and I know that, and that's okay. But we'll just kind of play it by ear. You know, you don't really jump into a prep with like exact plans of days of this is exactly what you're gonna do here, this is what you're gonna do here, this is what you're gonna do here. You have a general outline of like planning on doing roughly this here, roughly this here, roughly this here. And then a lot of it kind of based off of like the progress that you're making, essentially, how fast your body's responding, needs basis, things like that too. So nothing's like set in stone, a lot of gray areas, a lot of room to move. So things are going good though. Had the planned set back on Christmas Day, ate off plan all day, great day, zero regrets, and that was all like even me starting prep, that was all planned out. That was gonna happen, that was good. But now, you know, tighten things up and really go fucking hammer it down. The only time you're ever gonna get disappointed is if you have expectations. But when it comes around Christmas, it's pretty consistent that people are usually pretty disappointed with what everybody gets them for Christmas. Everybody hears about those kids that get their dads, they're like, you know, new tie, that's awful, right? That dad's still, you know, usually cherished and loved, but looks hideous as fuck. My wife and I, we buy ourselves all of our own gifts, and then we just kind of like hand them off to the other partner, and then we start dropping hints to the kids throughout like the month leading up to Christmas. And so like I needed a new gym bag, I needed a new mammoth mug, and I needed some new headphones. That's a new gym bag. Yeah, it's because it's the exact same one. Okay. Yeah, I wanted the exact same one, just brand new. We buy all our own gifts for ourselves, hand them to the other one, and then drop hints to the kids. Like, I was mentioning a couple different times throughout the month that I really needed a new mammoth mug because I've just been like, I broke my lid, and I've just been using this other water bottle, blah, 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 blah. And sure as shit, Katie goes up and asks Julie, she's like, hey, what do you want to get your dad for Christmas? And he's like, oh, you know, I was thinking about this. And he's like, oh, you know, he needs a new water bottle too, Mom. And like, I think he was saying that there's this book that he wants to read. And so sure enough, I get my new mammoth mug, and I get my new audiobook of the book that I wanted. She watches that show Schitt's Creek, and she's like, ew, David, like whatever the fuck that is. Some of y'all are gonna know. Anyways, she had a sweater custom made with like the ew, David on it or whatever. But so she was actually looking at some while she was window shopping with the kids like on Amazon, and she's like, oh my god, this is such a cute sweater, I could totally use another new hoodie. And so sure as shit, when I go up to Julie and I'm like, hey buddy, I'm like, you know, gonna get some ideas for gifts for Mom. I know she was talking about this. He's like, oh, is that the sweater? Is the sweater you said, is that the one with the you David on it? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I want to get her that one. I'm like, done, buddy, like easy. You know, same thing with Kendrick. I'm like, oh, what do you think about Kendrick, buddy? And he's like, oh, I want to get Mom new slippers because she needed new slippers. We already had the new slippers. So it's perfect. So every gift that we got on Christmas between Katie and I, we had it perfectly planned out. We knew exactly what we were already getting. It was the exact ones. So we are very particular people. So, tip to anybody, whoever's gonna be a parent, avoid shitty child gifts. Tips like that. So, you know, there's, with us being about 20 weeks out, there's not much exciting when it comes to the prep stuff at this moment. Right now it's about tracking the data essentially and just making sure the projections are where they're supposed to be. You know, I was projecting to be close to 192 by around the 1st, and so I think I should still be pretty close to that. It all really depends on losing the water weight that I picked up over Christmas, but it shouldn't be, it won't be hard. Workouts are good though. And like, in the semi-near future, I'm gonna make a few small changes to the workout plan, just because we carried the same one into prep that I was doing in my last bit of my off season. With it being an extended prep, that's not really a problem. Normally what you would do is like throughout an entire prep, you would stick with pretty much the same workout. The adjustments that you would make is you would take exercises that are less stable and make them more stabilized to make them a little bit easier on like fatigue-wise. You take some bilateral movements, turn them into unilateral movements. I need to get my workout plan set up so that as those progressions are needed, we can actually make them. So that's pretty much about it. Nothing really super exciting right about now. So just kind of, you know, rolling into the new year with a couple weeks into prep, just ready to get it going. So I want to win that fucking sword. So catch you guys next week. Peace.